So the other thing we want to talk about, of course, is that you and I have been trying to make the case, I think, I have anyway, that liberals need to stand up for liberal principles. This is what I said on last week's show. Obviously, I got a lot of hate for it. But all I'm saying is that liberal principles like freedom of speech, freedom to practice any religion you want without fear of violence, freedom to leave a religion, equality for women, equality for minorities, including homosexuals. These are liberal principles that liberals applaud for. But then when you say in the Muslim world this is what's lacking, then they get upset.
Yeah. Well, liberals have really failed on the topic of theocracy. They'll criticize white theocracy. They'll criticize Christians. They'll still get agitated over the abortion clinic bombing that happened in 1984. But when you want to talk about the treatment of women and homosexuals and free thinkers and public intellectuals in the Muslim world, I would argue that liberals have failed us. And the crucial point of confusion, thank you.
Thank God you're here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the crucial point of confusion is that we have been sold this meme of Islamophobia, where every criticism of the doctrine of Islam gets conflated with bigotry toward Muslims as people.
Right.
And that is it's intellectually ridiculous. Even it gets
So hold on, are
racist.
you the person who understands the officially codified doctrine of Islam? You're the interpreter of that, so you could say, well,
I'm actually well educated on this topic.
I'm asking you. So you're saying if I criticize you're saying that Islamophobia is not a real thing. That if you're critical of something,
Well, it's not a real thing when we do it.
right?
Well, no,
It really isn't.
I'm not denying that certain people are bigoted against Muslims as people. And that's a problem.
Big of you.
But
But why are you so hostile about this?
It's gross. It's racist.
It's not. But it's so not.
It's like saying
It's
those
so not.
stateless, shifty Jew.
You're not listening
Absolutely
to
not.
what
Well,
we are saying.
You guys are saying if you want to be liberals, believe in liberal principles like
Right.
freedom of speech, like
Right.
we are endowed by our forefathers with an inalienable rights, like all men are created equal.
No.
Ben, we have to be able to criticize bad ideas. And
Of course we do. No
Islam-
liberal doesn't want to criticize bad
But
ideas.
Islam
But
at
why
this moment
would-
is the motherlode of bad ideas.
Jesus.
So we have
That's
ideas
just a
like
fact.
blasphemy.
It is
It's an ugly thing.
apostasy.
It is.
One basic liberal
well, let me
principle
unpack
is
it.
tolerance.
Let me unpack it.
But not for intolerance.
No, of course not. But the picture you're painting is, to some extent, true, but is hugely incomplete. It is certainly true that plenty of fanatics and jihadis are Muslim, but the people who are standing up to them, Malala, incredible
Malala's
Muhammad
fantastic,
Ali
yes.
Dadak in Iran, in prison for 9 years for speaking up for Christians. A friend that I had in Pakistan who was shot this year, Rashid Rahman, for defending people accused of apostasy.
Nick,
Or how about the more than a billion people who
those are
aren't
Muslims
fanatical, who don't punch women, who just want to go to the store,
wait a second. Wait a second.
and don't do any of the things that you're saying all Muslims
Okay,
do.
wait a second.
Stereotyping.
I'm not saying all
Wait a
Muslims do
second.
Things, and you painting the whole religion with that.
No.
same brush.
Let's get down to who has the right answer here. A billion people, you say. All these billion people don't hold any of these.
Billion five or something.
Don't hold these pernicious beliefs.
No,
I would. Well,
they don't.
that's just not true, Ben. That's just not
Ben,
true.
Can I just express
many
how I
of
think
them
it breaks
do.
down in terms
The
of
idea.
What are, you haven't even defined.
You're trying to say that these few people. That's all the problem is. These few bad apples. The idea that someone should be killed if they leave the
That's
Islamic.
horrible. That should
Wait.
That
but
is
wait,
center
you're
of
saying
the
that the
fairway
idea
in
that
Islam.
someone should be killed if they leave the Islamic religion is just a few bad apples?
the people who would actually believe and enact that you murder somebody if they believe Islam is not the majority of Muslims at all.
Okay,
Is it?
let me break this down for you. Okay, we have as you say, we have 1.5, 1.6 billion Muslims. Now,
second biggest religion in the world, a quarter.
Well,
Ben, let me unpack this.
population
Let me unpack this for you.
Please do.
We have
just
imagine some concentric circles here. You have at the center, you have jihadists. These are people who wake up in the morning wanting to kill apostates, wanting to die trying. They believe in paradise. They believe in martyrdom. Outside of them, we have Islamists. These are people who are just as convinced of martyrdom and paradise and wanting to foist their religion on the rest of humanity, but they want to work within the system. They're not going to blow themselves up on a bus. They want to change governments. They want to use democracy against itself. Those two circles arguably are 20% of the Muslim world. Okay, this is not the
What are you
fringe of the
basing
fringe.
that research on?
A bunch of poll results that we can talk about. So to give you one point of contact, 78% of British Muslims think that the Danish cartoonist should have been prosecuted. 78%. So I'm being conservative when I roll this back to 20%. But outside of that circle, you have conservative Muslims who can honestly look at ISIS and say that does not represent us. We're horrified by that, but they hold views about human rights and about women, about homosexuals that are deeply troubling. So these are not Islamists, they're not jihadists, but
those views are anathema to ours.
But they also keep women and homosexuals immiserated in these cultures, and we have to empower the true reformers in the Muslim world to change it. And lying about the link between doctrine and behavior is not going to do that.